I'm 25 years old and I've never been in a relationship. If it's your first time seeing me, hi, my name is Lisa. I make travel, fashion, and lifestyle related content, and sometimes I like to chat. Okay, I must say that this video is a part 2 of a part 1. If you haven't seen part 1, go ahead and go watch that first. But part 1 kind of blew up in a micro influencer kind of way. Humbly, respectfully, it did. And honestly, I got so much feedback on that. Like, literally the comment section is flooded with people's experiences, and I just love that it's kind of turned into like an open forum, everybody just talking freely. So if you guys did share your experience, I want to thank y'all so much. And I really think it's so cool that even though I'm talking about dating in our 20s, that this topic is something that related to people even outside of their 20s. So if you clicked on this video and you're not in your 20s, I still welcome you to stay, because honestly, I could learn some things from you, or you could learn some things from me, or we could relate to each other. So just stay here for a second. Just stay here for a second. Okay, we're going to talk. Now, as promised, I do have a couple more points on why dating in your 20s is hard and why I still have not been in a relationship a whole year later. It's funny though, because before I started filming this video, I started thinking about what if every year I'm filming this video and my age just keeps going up and up and up, and I'm like, hey, I've never been in a relationship. I would scream. Please, I rebuke that actually. Our first point on why dating in your 20s is hard. Talking stages are actually ruining the entire dating experience, and people are getting stuck in talking stages. I believe I dabbled in this very lightly in my last video, but yeah, it really sucks because talking stages weren't something that was in the 90s. It wasn't in the 80s, and I'm sure even back then people had their dating problems, but I find now that most people never make it out of the talking stage, like me included. Okay, I've been in several talking stages, 0 relationships. And I think that is for a number of reasons. I think one, people are scared of relationships. Like, people are scared of the relationship conversation. People don't want to put labels and titles on things. I also touched lightly on that. So I think the talking stage is a comfortable place to keep people in, where it's like, I don't got to commit to you, but we could still hang out, and we could still vibe, and we could still... let me tell y'all something. I don't have any more talking stages left in me, okay? Like, I am intentionally dating now, okay? If you are not my husband, I'm literally not interested. So, yeah, if I'm not seeing hubby material, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in no longer just talking to people just to talk or being in casual situationships. It's no longer my vibe. And I don't know if it's because this frontal cortex is cortexing, or if really I'm just tired, but seriously, I don't got another talking stage left in me. And I really hope we can tighten up with this whole talking stage business, because it's getting spooky. It's getting very spooky in this dating world. And I honestly fear for future relationships and how talking stages are going to impact relationships, because that's the other half of it. You know, when you've been in so many talking stages and you've been used to the bare minimum and you've been used to like commitment, but no commitment, like it kind of alters your thinking on dating. And I'm a victim. Hey, I'm a victim. Sometimes I worry about who my first man will be, because all I got is talking stages under my belt. Like, how do I be a girlfriend? It's a learning process. It's definitely giving learning process, but that's the challenge of back-to-back talking stages. And may I just add, y'all, before I get to my next point, that when I'm doing these videos, this video, the past video, part 1, this isn't a dating advice video. I am not giving dating advice. I'm just speaking from my experience and speaking to what I'm looking for now. Okay, I'm not telling nobody what they need to be doing, but I'm noticing things. That's all I'll say. I'm noticing some things and I'm finna talk about it. That's it. So yeah, you don't need to take this advice. I'm just chatting. Which leads me to my next point. People be chatting. Like, that is the actual point. People be chatting. Now, I'm all for respecting love languages, okay? And one of the love languages actually is words of affirmation. But unfortunately, I fear that dating in my 20s has ruined that affirmation for me, because I just don't believe anybody anymore. I don't believe anyone anymore, so words mean nothing. And let me elaborate. People are saying things they don't mean. People are saying things they don't have to. I hate unprovoked chatter with no action and nothing to back it up. Personally, I just wish you would have just zipped it. I don't want to say that it's just a guy's thing, but I date men, so I have to speak to my experience with guys, and I notice that they just say things. And one thing about me is I'm not going to say anything. If I'm not even telling you how I feel about you, just know that there's nothing to be said. You know, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I like you if I don't really like you. I just find that to be unnecessary, personally. Okay, this one is very specific to being in your 20s. Your 20s is a really weird time in your life where you're like transitioning from being a teenager, but like also transitioning into being adult. Most of us are thinking of careers. Some of us are thinking of, you know, further education. Some of us are literally starting families. Like, people are in so many different stages of their life in their 20s. Like, even looking at my friends, so many of us are in different stages of our lives, and we're literally in the same age group. So I think when it comes to dating, especially, it makes it super weird and hard. You'll even hear excuses like, nah, I can't really date right now because I'm focusing on my future. I can't really date right now because I got a lot going on. I think we go through seasons, right? I think we go through seasons where sometimes you need to be alone and you need to be in grind mode and just focusing on you. For me, when I know I'm going through a season of grind mode and I'm focusing on me, you won't see me chat up anybody. Like, I'm not bothering nobody. I'm not pulling up to nobody. Like, I am focused in on me. Okay, I'm not sliding in no DMs in a season where I'm grinding. Okay, but I also can recognize a season when I'm open to getting to know somebody and I'm open to dating again. And that's when I'll be more inclined to go on dates and more inclined to shoot my shot. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that when I'm open to dating and open to relationships, that my whole career and that my whole life is put on pause for dating. Like, I think we also need to realize, like, it doesn't have to be so one or the other. I think there's going to be certain times when your attention will call more for your future, and it'll call more for your job, and it'll call more for your career. But I just don't think that that's a consistent thing. You know what I'm saying? I think there's never going to be a period when you're never going to have to balance work and something else. There's never going to be a period when you're not having to balance your future and something else. Like, that's always going to be there. So I think we just need to do a better job at balancing dating and our personal life. The last thing I want to touch on that I think is actually probably one of the most important ones that is literally ruining us is social media. I believe social media is creating unrealistic expectations of dating. Social media is at an all-time high right now, y'all. Like, people are talking about relationship goals. People have couple channels and all kinds of things like this. Okay, y'all. And in some ways, it's cute. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I be eating it up. I definitely be eating it up. But at the same time, I take all of that with a grain of salt because you really never know. Like, the pictures might be cute, the gifts might be cute, the lifestyle might look cute, but you really don't know the ins and outs of people's relationship. I think also, too, we're seeing celebrity culture become such a big part of what people look up to. You're not Cardi B and Offset. You cannot expect that man to pay for your Birkin bag and your Lamborghini. He works at Staples. Seriously, y'all, like, I think we need to be for real. I think we need to wake up and start being for real, because I'm noticing, like, people are looking at influencers and people are looking at celebrities and they're expecting these sorts of things in their relationships. I'm like, these people are literally rich. You cannot expect that from your man. Okay, sorry, y'all. My camera died, so I kind of forget what I was saying. But the whole point is social media is ruining our perception of what relationships should be. And honestly, we really shouldn't be modeling our relationships off of people we literally don't know. And I honestly think it goes even a bit deeper than social media. Like, even if we look at media in general, pop culture, even the music that we listen to, like, and you can see it on both ends of the spectrum. Like, you can see it in female rap, basically saying, like, I don't want a man if he's not making six figures. And then you also have it in men rap music with, like, I want a girl who has a BBL. I want a girl who gonna cook and clean for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? These rhetorics are on both ends of the spectrum, so we really can't blame just like one gender for it. But in general, I think we just need to learn to power down. Turn the phone off, babe. Close the app and figure out what you actually want. What are you actually looking for in your relationship? What is actually important to you, and not what social media is telling you should be important. But in conclusion, those are my main points on why dating in your 20s It's hard. Definitely share down below you guys' experience. Again, I would love to hear you guys' experience dating in your 20s. Even if you're not in your 20s, I would love to know if you can relate to anything that I said. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I will see y'all in my next one. Bye.